Okay, so we're gonna start the raw spooky talk with Malicious Joy. And that is basically the podcast that we're gonna get put together. It's just gonna be a little fun hobby. What are we doing in this fun hobby, Matt?
You mean today or generally?
In general? Like, what is Malicious Joy?
If you care for the name, you tell me that.
Okay, so Malicious Joy, it was just random names that we were just going through because we were just like, maybe it'd be fun to just talk about our stupid movie collection that we have and our fun horror
Dumb
schlocks.
hobby.
And then we were like, oh, maybe we'll share with other people and stuff like that. So maybe, who knows? And Malicious Joy is just like, just bad enjoy entertainment in general.
Just nothing expected to, like, to come from it, to do whatever. Just we talk about this kind of stuff anyways all the time, just her and I, whether it was in the car or it's, sitting together. But you might as well talk about it at the same space, but maybe even one or two people will listen or get some recommendations.
Yeah, I have him big size because we're gonna go ahead and show certain movies. It's gonna
I'm
be
subbing to your Twitch real
massive.
quick.
You're subbing to my Twitch.
I have to, yeah. I get an ad every time I refresh.
You don't have to watch. I think I muted it also on your end,
I do too, but hold on. I would
so
actually
you don't have to
give you that
worry
sub
about
still.
that. Appreciate it. I mean,
Alright, so
the
it's
Twitch is
pansexual?
just the Twitch is just going to be chilling.
Why?
Well, is that Matt? That is Matt. When we actually do these like more frequently, we aren't gonna be acknowledging much of the Twitch side of things.
What do you mean not being... Okay, one, what do you mean by wow is that Matt? That's the first question. Two, I'm doing that now. Use Prime sub.
I have to
I
like.
think it had to have just expired.
Yeah, a lot of people just got expired recently because I have like two now.
It's my 15-month sub anniversary, Ligma.
Yeah. But today we decided to go ahead. I decided today to start doing the podcast things because we've been talking about it. We've been like just bleh. I'll be working on it on my side. We're gonna cut things. We're gonna clean up things. It's whatever. Other than that, Matt's gonna go ahead and show us his good shit.
Oh, hell. I thought we were going to go ahead and talk about our little trip today first.
Oh yeah. That is actually
Blood for the blood god.
yo. Well, we were covering the new passion project progress that we're doing. That's the first thing. I am going to stop you there, and I will refund those things because we are not gonna do the Twitch things right now because it does delay the things. We are GB, I'm gonna refund all of those things. Okay.
Oh.
The next thing we're gonna go ahead and do is talk about the movies that we got. That is actually second thing on. Do you want to do the event first or
Yeah,
last?
let's just... We'll have a docket normally, I suppose, but let's just do the... Let's do the event.
You want to talk about the event? Okay. So Matt, go ahead.
Yeah, so, let's see, so... Yeah, Tampa Bay Screams, we're located near Tampa, but Tampa Bay Screams was a cool little tiny horror event. I think it was at the... God, what was the hotel?
Ramada.
It was at the Ramada. It was at the Ramada near West Shore or something. I literally just saw it today. I've heard about it before, because we've been to, like, Spooky Empire and some of the larger horror conventions, but I've never really seen anything about this one. And the local video store, Viper Video, that I go to all the time, owned by Shelby. I had some guys there that were talking about it and about him maybe going and that kind of stuff. So, there's a little local, like a tiny little ballroom at a hotel kind of horror convention for 2 days, 5 hours each. So we decided to go. We went right when it opened. There's a couple people that we have seen in some of the horror films we enjoy that were going. Maybe we'd get like a t-shirt, maybe, go around a convention. That typical convention stuff. No masks.
Yeah, I think we've moved on from the COVID like situation. Even though we are in Florida and it's like super bad.
I'd put stuff and share some stuff on my screen, but I mean, I guess I can't really do that.
Technically you can share.
We'll fuck with it later. We're gonna do that right now. But so we went and saw a couple people. One of them was, I believe, Brink Stevens. Brink Stevens is in quite a few B movies from the 80s, 90s. Kind of a scream queen. She was in, specifically what we saw her for was we've seen her in, I'm making sure there's not actually any nudity on the cover. We've seen her in, a little tab, in Nightmare Sisters, which house Linnea Quigley as well as Michelle Bauer. And she's great in it. She's a little dweeb, little nerd. All three of them are nerds, and then they turn into super hot babes, which she is actually a super hot babe in real life as well. We talked to her for a little bit. We mentioned to her that we obviously enjoyed this film, and that there's another version of this film which is on the Vinegar Syndrome disc, which is essentially just the exact same movie, but everybody just has clothes on the entire movie instead of them being so like they're doing like food fights and bubble baths and stuff, and they just have bathing suits on, I guess. But she got a laugh out of that. But we liked her in Nightmare Sisters, and we also got her to sign one of my favorites from Vinegar Syndrome, filmed by Nico Mastaraki, and that is Grandmother's House. Got a little signature there as well. She was actually nice enough. I think she put Vanjie and I's name. Yeah, she did.
She did. She did it for free.
Vanjie. Yeah, that was cute. But to Matt and Vanjie. But we got to talk to her for a little bit. She told us about like a little bit of a voiceover she does for like true crime stuff on like podcasts and stuff. She was delightful. She was very sweet.
Isn't it Black Nun? Something like that. I think it's in the bag.
Damn, it's in the bag. Yeah,
it's in the bag. Yeah.
But she was very nice. Wonder how you think she feels just like looking at like, you know. Like
I mean, she was in in her prime, and I think she's content. Yeah, she's content with it. I did not know she would be shorter than me, honestly.
Dude, of course she is. All attractive women are short. Yeah. Literally everyone. Every single one in the world. If you're over 5'7", I'm sorry. But that was great. Grandmother's House was great. We also got to see Felissa Rose was, you know, I'd say significantly probably the most well-known person there, even though she barely has done
Hun, you're lagging me a little bit on my end.
The chick in Sleepaway Camp.
Can you repeat that again? Just
yeah,
slow.
But Felissa Rose is probably the most well-known person that was there. She doesn't really act much at all, but she is. I forgot her name. We still gotta watch Sleepaway Camp, but she's a chick from Sleepaway Camp. But we saw her signing some stuff, taking some pictures and stuff. That was cool. But we got to meet Denise Duff, I believe is her name. Yeah, Denise Duff, who was in. I have seen years ago, but Vanjie still needs to watch with me. Martial Law 2. Martial Law 2 Undercover. I don't even know if I remember liking the movie. I remember really, really liking Martial Law 1. Also, I don't know if I can get that on the camera. I think that's David Carradine.
No.
Maybe you can't because the camera. That actually looks straight up like David Carradine. I have to read the back of the thing now.
Okay.
Hold on. But we got to meet her, which was very nice. David Carradine's in it. So I was right. So we do have to watch it. I don't know if you guys know how David Carradine passed away. Unfortunately. No, but anyway, she was very nice to meet. She saw the Martial Law 2 cover and was like, holy shit, fucking people actually remember Martial Law 2 Undercover. I believe she plays Nancy, I believe. And I haven't seen it in a while, but I need to see it again, and Vanjie's never seen it, so it'll be a good time to watch it soon. So we got those signed. So those were things we already had that we took ourselves to go get signed by people, which was great. Something else that we got was actually a movie. This was one of the earliest things I saw in Red Letter Media, was them doing the episode for Jacko.
Gosh, it was good.
Yeah, so we need to watch Jacko, you and I still. But I hear a lot of people talk about it. Not great things, but and it's a movie. But they did. I remember seeing it on Twitter and Facebook and stuff, to where they had like 1,000 copies. To where if you the first 1,000 copies you got, it came with the signature from Linnea Quigley on the back, little cute little heart. Linnea Quigley, who is that chick right there in the middle. If you're even into the B genre at all, Linnea Quigley is Scream Queen. She's in a significant amount of those types of schlock and garbage. But apparently she's in Jacko as well. We also got to meet there. The reason was Fred Olin Ray. Okay.
Sorry. Do it again?
Do what again?
What did you say? I didn't hear you. At all.
Since when?
When you just said something within 5 seconds. I don't know.
Okay. Well, what I was saying is the reason that we saw Jacko there to begin with is because Fred Olin Ray was there as well.
Mm.
And Fred Olin Ray is who that Jacko is based off of. He's done like Alienator, what is it? Hollywood Chainsaw Hookers.
Okay.
Yeah,
I saw
a lot of that stuff. So he was also there, and he signed it on the back as well. But so that and Linnea, which is nice. I would really like to meet Linnea someday. But,
someday, maybe get that horror workout.
Dude, I really want that somewhere. It needs to be somewhere. But anyway, that's just a little thing we got. Pretty cool. I liked it. So we need to watch that sometime. We also we saw this when we were at Spooky Empire. At least I saw it, or I remember it. Was just big old vintage Halloween tricks, treats, and traditions. By Reconjured, by the good people at Vintage Halloween. That's kind of just a big old coffee table book. Angie actually got this for me, so it'll be for us. But just cute little. See if I can get that in front of the camera. Cute little stuff. It's just about like very old Halloween traditions.
You can't just keep going so fast. It's not capturing everything.
Like
There you go.
I'm holding it. Very old like costumes and like traditions of like what they do, or like the years that it kind of became a popular thing. How to make like jack-o'-lantern masks back in the 1920s, like that kind of thing. Just like folklore and the history of how people celebrated throughout the past century, almost. And I'm looking forward to looking through this with Vanjie. But I think there's actually a little recipe section as well. But that's exciting. Glad we got that.
Maybe we'll do some of the fun projects on there, getting ready for Halloween,
God, they're over there. I don't even know. I'll just say it. So we do not have a Laserdisc player, because we are functioning normal human beings. But on Laserdisc, I gotta do it now, son of Talk, Vanjie, no time.
So what Matt's gonna get is the Laserdiscs movies that we got from the event. Plus, I think he's bringing up the one that... Nope, he's not. So, it was interesting. We weren't expecting buying a Laserdisc, because, Laserdiscs are just massive DVD discs. So, they were actually selling one, but it was like $225, and we weren't gonna drop that much. The Laserdisc player, the one that they had at the event.
Yeah.
Yeah, $225, and it was functioning and everything, and it came with something else, but I was just talking about Laserdiscs and how massive they are. I mean, you're gonna show it anyways.
Yeah, they're fucking huge. So yeah, we got the Laserdisc because we have it on the collection over there on that wall over there. We also have a little collection right here as well. Specifically here, we got Charles Bronson and Death Wish 2 on Laserdisc. These are from like the $5 bin. But obviously, Death Wish 2, compared to a lot of other films on the shelf, Death Wish doesn't really need an introduction.
You're cut.
We got that's got to be fixed.
Well, I mean, you're not the one that's hosting it. If you wanted to host it. Okay, I hear you now.
Okay. But anyway, we got Death Wish 2 because we had the Death Wish 2 release from Vinegar Syndrome that I think it just came out in April. Bronson's loose again. Death Wish 2 on 4K. And the other one that we got was Incubus. Incubus with John Cassavetes. Most people know John Cassavetes. Rosemary's Baby, that kind of thing. He's great. This is definitely one of the more serious type of films that are from Vinegar Syndrome's library. But we got that because we also have the Vinegar Syndrome release as well of Incubus.
Which looks fucking badass.
It's great. Incubus is a great fucking release. This was one of the earlier ones we saw, and it's really fucking dark, but it was very enjoyable. So we got those as well. These are pretty cheap. Vanjie, you can go ahead and show if you like. Vanjie got a little hat.
The data hat. I got complimented. So I was just like looking with him. He was actually looking at the laser discs, and then I was just looking around, and then I saw the couple with Jason. They were looking through cool. It. Yeah, they were cool. They were just looking at like in general of stuff, and then I went ahead and I saw this just shining underneath, and I was like, I kind of want it. I'm gonna go and get it. I grabbed it, and the owner.
You just held it.
I held it, and I was like, yes, I want it. It is shiny. And then the owner of the hat, he was like, oh, that's my hat. And then the other person was like, oh yeah, $5. And I was like, oh my god, $5? I mean, it's just like fabric. It's not nothing, anything. But usually when you buy these type of hats, you know, it would just cost you like maybe 10, 16,
10, 15 bucks.
Something around that. If it was like one of those official ones, like I think they like the leather kind, it would be like 30 to 40, I don't know. But it was really cute and everything, and the owner was just like, oh, she's gonna buy my hat. And then he's like, I'll sell it to you if you wear it instantly. And I said, okay, bet. $5. And I said, what do you take? And then they're like, oh, PayPal and all this stuff. But then cash would be of course preferable. But Matt went ahead and was like, BRB, to the ATM I go.
It's an ATM, so why not?
So yeah, to the ATM he went, and then $5 later I got this, and I got complimented. We went to Burger Fee, and the kid, I guess, like the whole time I like had it, you know, set down on the table because I was like, I'm not gonna wear it at the moment. And then
dominating.
We were about to leave. It was starting to rain and everything, so I was like, okay, I gotta put on the hat. And then the little kid was just like, I like your hat. And I'm so fucking awkward, and I just smile and just say thank you. But at the same time, I'm like, I don't know what else to say. I'm like super awkward.
That was really rough.
It was super rough on my end. Like when we went to the event, I think it was a bit better because I feel like that's our world. That is our realm where okay, basically horror movies, sleaze, and exploitation. It is literally what this podcast is going to be going with. It's going to be talking about all these things, and we were among our people, so I could have made the jokes like, I have this hat, but you know, like XYZ. Like I think someone's like, I fucking love your lip gloss or something like that. And then she like covers her mouth like, oops, I said fucking. And I'm like, dude, we're at this convention Don't worry about it. I'm pretty sure everybody's in the same like mental state. Like,
The convention says it is very kid friendly. Okay, the convention
it
does say
said it.
it does.
That's
Yes. I mean, to
crazy.
be fair, it is kind of kid friendly. As long as they don't go in the movie room, it's pretty kid friendly.
Matthew, I don't know if you noticed, but those ladies were just not kid friendly at all.
It's just, it's fine. There's no nudity. It's fine. It's fine.
I mean, like, I love the ladies and everything, but I mean, like, we I don't know if you saw this. There was literally a card that said OnlyFans, and I'm just like,
That was funny. It was the guy who had the shot, who had the magazines.
uh huh.
That was his fan. Yeah.
And then not only that, there was like, we didn't look at their stall, but it was one with the boobies with the smiley faces.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of it was just a lot of it was just their own stuff, like their own films, and
Yeah.
a lot of it was locally done. Like a lot of it is like Florida done, just cheap, by the by horror films or just exploitation made in the Florida, more like Central Florida area.
Mm.
Um, so a lot of their desks just had that stuff, which I like and can enjoy. I like the shot on video, the this, the that, the very low. We're not a stranger for low budgets.
Yeah.
But there's only so much of those you can take in a row.
But it was so
With
funny.
oh, of course. Well, yeah. So might as well get to that. So we also saw. Let me go ahead and get that up. A film called Beware. What was it? Hitchhiker.
Beware of hitchhikers.
Beware
Uh,
of
by the
Hitchhikers.
Polk County.
Yeah, it's in Polk. It was filmed in
Yeah.
Polk County, at least.
Yeah.
But hold on.
Are you gonna drop a link, or are you gonna share it?
All right, I'm gonna go. I'm just trying to find it so I can at least talk about Prime Video. Beware the Hitchhiker. Yep. Um, let's see. Beware the Hitchhiker came out this year. It's only like 40 minutes long.
It was worth it.
It was directed by Aaron M. Corbett. Um, starring Tugsi Errol. I'm butchering her name. Um, that's the protagonist, the foreign protagonist chick. Phil Kotor, who Phil Kotor is the hitchhiker. Um, and Aaron M. Corbett. Oh, he's the director. I believe he's the boyfriend at the beginning. I think that was the director. It was either him or it's the what's
the
it called? The
hitchhiker?
bystander. No, the bystander who shows
Oh.
up. The hitchhiker's Phil Kotor.
Okay.
But yeah, a little short film, filmed in Polk County, Florida, very close to us, very close to where I grew up. Just horror comedy type thing. Some things kind of serious. Some things are just like, oh, what's the number for 911? That kind of shit. You know. Oh, where are you? I'm by this tree. Oh, what tree? I think I know that tree. Kind of like that stuff, but it's always fun seeing the local stuff, especially in like a group setting.
Yeah.
But we were like 5 minutes late to it, but the title card hadn't even shown yet. But we enjoyed it. You and I were laughing quite a bit. Some of the bits are really funny. Phil Kotor's the hitchhiker was very funny.
That's
But yeah, that is. I don't believe there's any physical release for that. I'd imagine that if anyone would ever want to see that, it would have to be on like Amazon Video or on some form of rental service. Looking now, yeah, it looks like there's nothing else by these guys
Yet.
yet. But it showed at like a little mini film festival, I believe, in December, and then obviously just Florida convention, just pop anything you got. I'm sure they'll take anything, to be honest. You got a film that's at least 7 minutes long or longer, we'll take it. But no, I had a lot of fun with that. That was the last thing we did. Convention was a lot of fun. It was really good. We also met on the way out. The security guard was just kind of talking to us for a little bit. He asked what we got, and he saw the laser discs, and we showed him the Incubus one, the Death Wish 2 one, and he said that he was the actual he was in Death Wish 1.
He's a
And that
double, yeah.
he was the body double for Jeff Goldblum's character, Freak Number 1, who is in the first Death Wish. The character doesn't even have a name. But Vanjie still needs to see Death Wish and those few films. I've seen at least the first one. But Jeff Goldblum's in it for a bit, and apparently, like, all of the active scenes to where Jeff Goldblum had to do any form of, like, running or physical activity, this guy was doing all those shots for him.
And that was before Jurassic Park, right?
Oh, dude, yeah. Oh, yeah. Death Wish 1, if I'm correct, was in 1974.
Gosh.
So it was almost 20 years before Jurassic Park.
Damn. So, he was pampered.
Yeah. Yeah, hold on. Let's see. Hold on. Let's see Jeff Goldblum. Yeah, Jeff Goldblum, was he like anybody at that point?
I think he was just...
He was in The Fly. He was in David Cronenberg's The Fly, of course.
Uh-huh.
Invasion of the Body Snatchers, but that was, I believe, 78. God, no, I don't think he was... That was his first film. Death Wish 1 is his first film, 1974. He was an absolute nobody, but he still needed a body double.
Yeah, for safety and stuff.
Safety, yeah. But apparently he came back, he got paid $75 for being Jeff Goldblum's body double on day one. He's like, dude, that's fucking nothing, but it works.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently he came back on the second day and was just security. Pretty much the second day, because he was security for the convention. Yeah. I mean, I guess he's got it. But no, that was a surprise. That was on our way out before we hit up the theater or the film festival room. But no, that was a lot of fun. Got to see some people, took a picture with,
we wouldn't have known.
Guy. Kind of the big. No, we would have no idea.
Yeah, we wouldn't have known about the movies unless he told us.
Yeah, so that was a lot of fun. But yeah, that was the convention. Got to meet some people, take some pictures, do some cool stuff. You got anything else to say about that, Vanjie?
Let's see. It was super random. Matt was like literally on the shitter while I was just like hanging out at the couch. God. And then he's just like, Vanjie, get ready. And I was like, what do you mean? Where are we going? And I'm the type of person who likes to be very prepared for anything. Fucker. And he's like, it's a surprise. And I'm like, well, I need to know. Because Matt, it's not very good at knowing how to tell me without spoiling. So I'm just like, just say it at this point.
I could have.
Yeah, you just told me to get dressed. I would have gotten dressed for an outdoor event or to eat. And I'll dress up nicely and everything. But like... We're getting there, as a couple. I think he's just okay with anything that I wear. I could have literally worn things that I would have worn for EDC and he would have been probably okay with it. I don't know. And no, it was just a super surprise thing. Like, we weren't even planning it or anything. We were just talking about like how we wanted, if like, we went to Spooky Empire during the summer. I think that we would have gotten too busy. We would have just dumped way more money than we did this time, for signatures and such. But Matt's like, we are going to go because I believe Twin Peaks is coming up in the next Spooky.
I think they're going in October, yeah.
Yeah, so we are just like there thinking about the fact that, man, are we actually going to meet the...
Kyle MacLachlan.
Yeah. And who else?
Really like Kyle MacLachlan. I would like. Let me pull it specifically. I would specifically, obviously, Kyle MacLachlan. Cheryl Lee, who's Laura Palmer, would obviously be a huge one. She also plays Madeline Palmer, or not Palmer, Madeline something, the cousin. Remember?
Yeah.
David Lynch would be hilarious, but that's not going to happen.
And if so, whoa.
That would be great. Laura Flynn Boyle, who plays Donna in the actual show, Not Fire Walk with Me. Sherilyn Fenn we've met before. It'd be great if she came back with the cast.
I think the photo's literally behind you in the box.
It's right here. Yep.
In the box.
Right here.
Yeah.
It's right here.
Yeah.
Our little picture.
Yeah.
Sherilyn Fenn. She was wonderful. I got to ask her some questions at her panel.
And her
Um,
dance.
and her which is wonderful. Michael, I believe it's Michael Onkin, is Sheriff Truman. Obviously, that would be great. I'd like Bobby to go. Bobby is really good. I believe his name is Dana Ashbrook. Ray Wise, as he's in a million other things. He's probably like one of the biggest actors from that show. Who plays Leland, of course. Lucy, like the whole anything. Honestly, Kyle MacLachlan or Cheryl Lee. So either one of those two, and then any of a couple others would be all you need.
That's true.
Um,
Well, covering that topic and everything, also the fact that right now, this week, we just had a passing of one of the biggest characters. Also, not like it's not the biggest character, but influences.
She's in the show. Remember?
Yeah,
she's at the Roadhouse in season 2 and
Blood
season 3.
for the blood
She shows up at
god.
the Roadhouse. But you're talking about Julie Cruz.
Yeah, Julie Cruz.
Julie Cruz performed "Falling," which is not the. Well, I guess pretty much is the main theme.
Yeah.
That's kind of the song that you think of when you think of Twin Peaks, and it is so absolutely fucking incredible, and her voice is iconic. But she has done a lot of projects with David Lynch.
Yeah.
She has a reference in Blue Velvet. She's done a bit on, obviously, a lot on Twin Peaks. She has her cameo of her singing in Fire Walk with Me. She shows up at the Roadhouse in season 3. But no, she was wonderful, and she just passed away. But you could tell in David Lynch's like daily thing when he's talking about it, he's obviously pretty bothered by it. But rip in peace. Lovely voice, apparently lovely person. So we'll be hearing that song until the end of time, though.
Yes.
So that is at least something good to say about that. But Twin Peaks, yeah, you and I are obviously incredibly large Twin Peaks fans.
That is true.
Um,
And hopefully
season
we get more than just like 2 people for the cast. Who knows? Maybe
honestly, that's fine though. I'm okay with that. If one of them is either Cheryl Lee or Kyle MacLachlan, anybody else could be the second person, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
It needs to be one of them and one other person, or at least 3 other people. And then more to be that. But obviously having as many, they make it sound like it's a cast, so it's going to be a couple. So.
Yeah, I mean, like when we went ahead and went to Spooky Empire last year, that was a treat we didn't expect to have at all. When we got to see the whole cast for Art the Clown, Terrifier. Yeah, Terrifier. That was actually freaking great. Like
Yeah, it was great.
We got to have pictures with them. We got to talk to them. We hung out at a party together. It was great.
Damien Leone showed up. He's the director. Damien Leone. Yeah, Damien Leone. He directed the film. I believe. Jenna Cannell, who plays. God, what's her name? To be fair, this is not the type of film where you remember the characters' names. Yeah. They're all so fucking forgettable. But the chick with the very short hair.
Yes.
That
the main almost final girl.
Spoilers. But Jenna Cannell, she was wonderful. She's kind of got like the hippie kind of like, feeling yourself kind of thing going on. She was wonderful. Catherine Corcoran, who plays the other girl, she was very. The whole cast is beautiful, but she was very well spoken, very informative during the panel. She was wonderful to ask questions to and have signed. Vanjie was getting her tattoo when I brought a poster for her to sign. We have 2 Terrifier posters back around the corner that we got signed by the full cast. Obviously, David Howard Thornton plays Art the Clown. He was wonderful. He was hilarious. Got to ask some questions. Saw him at the party. Got my little head.
Yeah, it was a whole thing, but it was fragile.
They were yeah, it was, but they were wonderful. Seeing that cast was great. We also got to see, speaking of casts, pretty much the cast of Nightmare on Elm Street 4.
Yeah.
Which was Dream Master, I believe. Or no, I'm crazy. Hold on.
Are you thinking about
Dream Child is
Dream Child?
5.
Yeah.
Or no, I was right. Dream Master.
The Dream Okay.
But pretty much all the women from that film, all the ladies of Nightmare 4 went. Robert Englund went as well. Um,
It's your favorite.
yeah, I do like 4 a lot. 3 is my favorite.
Okay.
Oh, you saying it's my favorite thing we got from there? Yes, it
Yeah.
is. That us getting that big poster signed was my favorite thing we got from there. Robert Englund drew a little Freddy picture in the middle, and everyone signed it. Ellie drew her autograph and is a lefty, so she completely fucked it. Um,
That's great. At least you'll always bond with her because you already know that she's a
very
lefty.
sweet.
Yeah.
She's very sweet.
Mhm.
But she was wonderful to see. But anyway, meeting obviously the cast meetups are great. Spooky Empire is awesome. Tampa Scream was a lot of fun, but it's obviously a significantly smaller scale to something like Spooky Empire.
It's
Spooky Empire, we actually stay at the hotel and get the VIP passes and shit because we like to be in all that.
I think it'd
But
be
anyway.
nice to like if you want to look if okay, so let's say this, you want to get certain things signed because there's certain people there. Then that's great. You'll get it done quickly and that's it. It's the same thing as if you were to go to Spooky Empire. If the only thing you want to do is getting things signed and then buy things around, it'll be fine. But the thing is just the different scales. And
Yeah.
not only that, it's so much easier to navigate. We kind of went around in circles in like 5 times trying to like look at things.
At Scream.
At Scream, yeah. At Scream,
yeah,
we
so
did it like
well,
5 times. In Spooky Empire, I think we did it like 2.5.
It's huge. It's obviously huge. It's only a third of the thing too. It's only a quarter because then the other part is the tattoo section.
Tattoo,
the other
yeah.
part is the autograph section, and then you can go outside and there's the 50 halls of like panels and movies and Dana Snyder and and all.
And Dana Snyder, yep, and Dana Snyder. Just that's all you have to expect from the outside.
Absolute fucking hack. Complete and utter hack fraud.
We love him though. He watched Tampopo. He's part of our cult.
Yeah, we talked, but yeah, I don't know if Tampopo's the one to talk about here, but yeah, no, it was great talking to him. But anyway, hopefully we get to go to Spooky in October, see the guest lineup. Spooky's in a couple weeks actually, but going twice a year, VIP passes twice a year, hotel rooms twice a year it's like it's just a lot. So we're gonna, and of course, going in October is more fun.
Yeah.
Going to the Spooky event compared to going in June, which is fine.
Because you get super immersed.
The hotel's great.
Oh yeah, not only that, I think they're doing I think since it's gonna be super hot, they're gonna do the movies at the pool too, which is it's great, but you're gonna have to deal with also the actual hotel guests, and I feel like it's a little bit complex because people are like, I came to this hotel because I love this hotel. I don't care about this event type of vibe,
I wonder if there's like a warning for like, oh fuck, I'm planning my thing. Oh, there's an event here. It tells you that there's like a fucking convention going on at the same time you're scheduled. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but not only that.
Important.
Right next to Spooky Empire, they were having business stuff like the right side onwards.
They were. Yeah. You're right.
So the right side onwards was Spooky Empire, and the left onwards was all business meetings that they were having. So that's why I'm
dude's making more than like the budget of like 90% of the films that we're watching in like a single meeting. Like, who are these fucking losers? As in everyone's in costumes just walking by them. But that was a lot of fun. But anyway, so
not only that, the food. Whew.
Yeah, Christ.
That was something. If you ever go to the Hyatt hotel resort, make sure you pack your own food
any hotels in general.
Any hotel, yeah. Make sure you go shopping and dump it in your car because holy poop. Mm-hmm. We ended up just like I spent like I don't even know how much for a sandwich that I did not even like. It was disgusting. I was okay.
You're shitting that the whole time. Yeah.
I was just like, I bought it, and I think I paid like $13 for a sandwich that I usually pay at Disney for like $5, but I can make it at home under like $1.
Yeah.
It's like the whole thing that I'm baffled because Disney, I know they ripped me off, but holy shit, this freaking hotel rips me off even worse.
Yeah, they weren't great.
They weren't great, but anyways.
But speaking of, that was great.
Yeah.
But we went there today, just a little thing. We went for like 2 hours. I think like exactly like 12ish to 2.
Yeah.
But that was fun. But other stuff we got today, so we are big
the
into
movies.
Yeah, we're huge into movies. I have quite a significant collection of Blu-rays, 4Ks, that kind of stuff. I'm a huge advocate for physical media. You scared the shit out of me. You're coming to what? Just me out. It looks good on my end. See it? Dude, I have to shave this neck beard. I look like an absolute fucking degenerate. It looks good on my end, but we'll figure it out. But you fucker. Forgot what I was saying. Oh, but anyway, huge advocate for physical media.
Yeah.
I accept games. That's all digital, but it's half digital. But anyway, all these types of things. I have some like art films. I have, the schlock garbage stuff. Neil Breen, Italian, like anything, any country, whatever. I'm huge into movies. I met Vanjie. Vanjie is pretty into movies as well.
I'm comedy horror.
Yeah. But we kind of, I believe, Grindhouse Video is our local video store that I used to go to. Yeah, that I used to go to quite often. Grindhouse Video is now replaced by Viper Video, also great, owned by Shelby. You should check it out. But with Grindhouse, who Mike owned it, they're now in Knoxville, Tennessee. We went, and I wanted to take Vanjie. I believe it was the first time she came over to my place. It's about a month after we started dating. It was about almost 3 years ago. And so I asked her to pretty much pick out any garbage that you wanted from the shelf, and that I would do the same, and that we would kind of both pick a movie just to go in the middle. I picked Hell Comes to Frogtown, which is a release from Vinegar Syndrome. She picked
Microwave Massacre.
The worst fucking things I've ever seen.
It's beautiful.
She picked that from Arrow Video, both Blu-rays. And then in the middle, we got Society, from Brian Yuzna, I believe, is the director. And that is also a Blu-ray from Arrow Video.
Should be right next to you.
Actually, yeah, all of them except Frogtown, right?
Yeah, and which we didn't know there was a second one.
No, we fucking didn't.
But that's, I think Vinegar did not redo that. Yeah.
No, they did not. So, Microwave Massacre. I don't even know who it's directed by, which is probably for the best.
Avoid all the movies.
Wayne Berwick's. And then there's Society, directed by, I want to see if I actually got it right. Brian Yuzna. Yep. Brian Yuzna produced Reanimator. So that's how I know his name. Reanimator's fucking amazing. But so we watched them. We watched mine first, Hell Comes to Frogtown. I enjoyed it. I would actually like to watch it again. But Vanjie was literally falling asleep through it at the end. That's Roddy Piper. He's fucking... No matter what you think about the movie, Roddy Piper's great. He's in They Live, the wrestler guy. He's fucking hilarious. The Chastity... Anyway. We watched that, followed up by her pick, which was Microwave Massacre. I almost fell asleep through that one. And then our final pick, which I think we both enjoyed the most, was Society.
That was the next day.
I think out of all three of these films, I think Society's known the most. I think a lot of people know Society. It's one of those 90s horror things that most people just know of. Or at least they know the ending, because they've seen it in clips and reference and everything ever. But Society was great. We love Society. So that got me kind of going towards like the Criterion, like artsy kind of stuff, and kind of going into like the B-movie kind of genre. But so we have a lot from all these labels, but the biggest label I'd say we have from is, like, for example, the Death Wish and the Incubus, is Vinegar Syndrome. And Vinegar Syndrome is a boutique physical label. Saying boutique makes it sound so fancy when they release shit like Suckling and Orgy of the Dead. But they are boutique. They spend a lot of time and effort restoring these films, doing features, doing interviews, doing all this stuff. It's kind of like how Criterion would spend like 300 hours doing a restoration, like of 12 Angry Men or Bayou Travail or something, and they would spend that 200 hours on Nightmare Sisters. It's just the type they're really into genre films and exploitation, sexploitation, all that kind of good stuff. And Vanjie and I have kind of fallen in love with that label specifically. So while we love a multitude of labels, that's kind of our forte specifically. So we have that collection's the one over there, behind us, and I believe we have a complete set. We have the entire label, not
That's not
pornography.
Peakorama.
Not pornography. We have a couple.
We have
a few.
We've gotten
But
the ones that are actually popular enough that.
Yeah.
And
Like
I
Sex
think.
World.
Yeah, Sex World and Stiff Competitions. Those are our sleeves that we're gonna probably have that in a different talk.
But generally, we kind of like it's cool. It's cool seeing Golden Age erotica, which Vinegar also does. That they did that way more in the past, but then I think the horror and exploitation kind of stuck. But that's not really our jam. But the rest of it is. So there's a thing that you can do once or twice a year, where you can become a subscriber. And when you're a subscriber, you get a monthly package with all the releases. And Vinegar just had their halfway to Black Friday sale, which is when you can become a subscriber. I was already a subscriber. So our package just came in, and it's actually a lot. Some of these I've been looking forward to. I think maybe 2 or 3 of these Vanjie's kind of been eyeing, looking at. We'll do a full collection go through another time. But so, let's see what we got. 2 that we don't really know much about are the VSA. Speaking of Vinegar Syndrome is essentially just the rotting of the film. It's what happens when you leave a film in bad conditions. A 35mm print, 16mm, whatever the type of print. When it's left out in the open too long or in the elements, it just starts to degrade and get really shitty. That's what Vinegar Syndrome is, and that's what they intend to restore and fix. But the first 2 in one of their sublines this is the 3rd on a line of films that we haven't seen yet with motherfucking Billy Banks, which is Expect No Mercy. Typical kind of like action kind of bit. Billy Banks is like he's in all these kind of like B-movie stuff, so not too much to say about that yet because we haven't seen it. We haven't seen any of these, but the reason that we're going through these specifically is because we are likely going to talk about at least a few of these. But Expect No Mercy. Not much to talk about this one either, but it has George Clooney, and I haven't heard much about it, but Red Surf with an amazing-ass fucking cover done by Robert Semmelin, who Robert Semmelin's art's fucking dope. He's on Twitter, Instagram, whatever. Fucking check his shit out. His art's amazing. But Red Surf, one that Vanjie is looking very much forward to watching, which is Voyage of the Rock Aliens.
Hell yeah!
Going into it a little more. Group of aliens in a guitar-shaped spaceship are on the hunt to find the true source of rock and roll. After spotting teenage Dee Dee and her boyfriend Frankie, each of whom are on the verge. Each of whom are vying to become the top rocker in the small town of Spielberg. Is that real? Doesn't sound fucking real. The aliens land. Never mind, it's obviously bullshit. Only to set off on an increasingly strange series of events and musical mayhem that threatens the very existence of the town itself. Vinegar really hasn't done any musicals, I guess, right?
I mean, to an extent, we have had some musicals.
Like what? Like Night Train to Terror? Is that what you're gonna say?
Pandemonium.
Everybody but you.
Yeah. Surfs, too.
Bullshit. Oh god, yeah, I guess. But looking forward to this one. We saw Michael Berryman was in the trailer. Michael Berryman's fucking amazing in everything that he's in. I love seeing him. He is Adora from Hairspray. I don't know who the fuck that is. But a lot of cool stuff. Looks like a making of Embarking on a Voyage, the making of an alien dance rock opera. So a cool big documentary. That's cool. The band. There's a Where Are They Now
There
kind of
is?
band
Oh,
thing. Yeah,
okay.
on the disc. So that'll be great. Directed by James Fargo. Never seen it. 1984. Thanks for looking forward to this one. So am I. Um, this one I am interested in, which would be Scared to Death, which was directed by the director of the other creature feature, Creatures, or what was it, Titan Find? Correct. It was Creatures, and its alternate title was the Titan Find,
Yeah.
which that movie's a ripoff of Alien, but it actually has a lot of people who did the costume effects
Yeah, for
and all of the
aliens.
special effects for Aliens that came out right after that. So Creature was great. I believe this is his directorial debut. It's his first film. Scared to Death, Victims of the Killer Kiss. Very promiscuous background. But
Yes, it got
looking forward
some
to this.
booty.
Looking forward to this.
Looks
Looks
at
like
booty.
commentary track with the director. I believe Creature had one as well. Locations, making of, Rise of the Singener? Looks. I'm assuming that's the monster's name, or that's what the monster is. Um, Dracula Party Scared to Death music video. Okay,
Okay. Another
that's
music
interesting.
video.
But I'm looking forward to this. Um, One that I'm interested in, but I have no idea what the fuck to think of it, is Vinegar Syndrome used to really only do DVDs, and they'd have like a drive-in collection of just like drive-in movies with no features, no, just general stuff, and you could tell by like the little, you get a little like lines, like the theater-looking lines on all the sides and stuff. They did a double to where they put their drive-in stuff on Blu-ray for the first time. The first one is Horror High, and then the other one is Stanley. Stanley's weird because of the cover. It says, "Person suffering from herpetophobia, fear of snakes, should consult their physician before attending." But don't really have much info on these. I've only ever gotten the Blu-rays or higher. So it looks like they're starting to put maybe some of their old DVD drive-in stuff on Blu-ray, which is dope because it'll actually give us a chance to watch it. And it's cool because it's double feature. It's got two films. But let's see. These movies don't really belong here, but they put the fucking covers out for them.
Okay, I was gonna say.
Hobgoblins, which we haven't seen it yet, but we've had
Yeah.
it for a while. And The Bees with John Saxon, which we've actually seen.
Yes.
It's kind of hard to describe, but we saw it a bit ago. But there's really still a cover for that as well. But what else that is new? The one I was looking forward to the most is Miami Connection. So a lot of people know of Miami Connection. It's one of like those bad movies that everyone knows, not even just like the niche stuff. It's like the Neil Breens, the Samurai Cops, the Rooms, like the very typical
And
kind
we
of
got a
garbage.
special edition.
Yeah, the garbage schlock fest. But yeah, it's the 4K release. This was sold out. Not this release, but the old Blu-ray was sold out for the longest time, so it was kind of impossible to get without spending at least like $100, $200. But Vinegar put out this fantastic looking release, Dragon Sound on the back, um, with the original cover and thing. But this thing is completely fucking packed with all of this background stuff. 3 discs. One's the 4K, one's the Blu-ray, and the other one is Escape from Miami, which I believe is an alternate cut to the film that was never on disc. But it's got bands, it's got ninjas, rock and roll ninjas, it's got gang wars, it's got crime, it's got drugs, it's got all that.
And
So I'm
it has also
in
a cruel picture.
in in Miami. Oh my God, you're right.
That's what I meant, like,
But,
by the special edition.
yeah. No, but it's just There's another movie that they put out this month on the disc that just has an error on the top of the disc. That's kind of fun. It's just kind of funny. It's on his fucking forehead. But anyway, Miami Connection. I have actually never seen it. I've only heard about it. I've seen like the basic stuff like The Room, Samurai Cop. I love those, and then I've seen the much more niche, deep cut kind of stuff. But I've just never been able to watch it because there's nowhere else really good to see it properly. Because the streaming stuff, it was always missing some stuff, and it didn't look great. And the Blu-ray was like 150 fucking dollars. So, but now we have the opportunity to see it in its best possible form, and I am absolutely looking forward to that. Uh, we'll definitely be talking about this. We will for sure be talking about Miami Connection. Let's see, we got two left. This one's more so, I'd say, Vanjie was looking forward to, which is Cloak and Dagger.
It looks so cool!
Yeah, Cloak and Dagger came in a very nice fucking set. Art for it's real nice. I believe the whole thing's supposed to be like an homage to... It's Universal as well. Supposed to be an homage to old games, like Atari stuff. I mean, that'll be made apparent in just a moment when I get this open. There you go. But it's literally just like an Atari case. But this movie seems great. I think a lot of people know this movie. I've never heard of it before Vinegar talked about it. It began just another harmless game he played many times. Then top secret documents fell into his hands, and real bullets started flying. Now he.
What happened? Is there a typo?
Yes, and I don't know if it's intentional or not because it's an Atari box and those had typos. I don't know if it's intentional. It says bean, but with a G. Now he's pursued by deadly enemies. And they're not... Okay, it has to be on purpose. There's a shit ton of fucking typos. And they're not playing around, but no one will believe his incredible story. In face, there's only one person left that can save him, a legendary agent named Flack, and time is running out. Okay, so that's bull. It's purpose. The back's cool because it's got like the back of the Atari box with the levels. It has the screenshot from the game and like the little game description stuff. 11 skill levels. One player or with an imaginary friend.
Also, you gotta show that sticker.
Yeah, sticker's real good. I used to be the type who'd like throw slip covers away and shit. I wasn't huge into them. I'm still kind of not, but Vinegar Syndrome's like the top of the fucking...
Yeah.
Absolute top of the line. Like, their shit's incredible fucking quality. And you already saw the actual, like, outer case, which is amazing. But, like, the cover itself, it's the reminiscent. You can see, like, if I shine it in the light, like, it's embossed, which is really nice. And this sticker, which looks so fucking authentic. This shitty old sticker, but it's just a part of the cover. Looks really fucking nice. They've just been looking forward to that one. I am too. I believe that is a 4K release as well. Yes, it is. Has a little booklet as well. Probably got some essays. And then finally, probably the biggest release they had during the sale was for Thriller, A Cruel Picture.
Yeah. The original Kill Bill.
I wouldn't say original Kill Bill, but Ella from Kill Bill, Tarantino got inspired from this film. This is considered one of the, like, original exploitation films that, like, took it kind of, like, all the way. Kind of like a I Spit on Your Grave kind of thing, which Vanjie still needs to watch. But beautiful fucking box set for the whole thing. I believe it sold out during the sale. I won't show the back because there's actual nudity. But two sets. The box set, which sold out, comes with the film on 4K, which looks fucking amazing. So that's the original. It's just Thriller. First they took her speech. Yeah, because she can't speak. First they took her speech, then her sight. When they were finished, she used what was left of her for her own frightening kind of revenge. Banned by Swedish censorship. Yes, it was. But
another thing to say is also that you might think that this is a woman who is in her late 20s, and it's not. It is a girl. It is like
it's Christina Lindbergh. Yeah, she's
just a kid, and like not like a kid, but like I think she was like, what, 14, 15, it looks like?
I'm actually gonna go look after this.
Okay. Yeah, she is very young, so the things that are happening to her are actually, like...
It's rough.
It's rough as hell,
We'll see
and...
the Lindbergh, let's see. Also, it comes, the box set, which is the only set that comes with this, also comes with the alternate cut, which has never been put on disc, which is, they call her One Eye. This cut's actually interesting. I actually kind of want to watch this sometime. Some people say they prefer it more, because it is actually the version. It's pretty much the same thing without all of like the graphic like nudity and stuff that's in the original. It's just cut and it's put in. I believe this is like the American version, but banned in Sweden. Yep, I believe it's the first movie ever banned in Sweden as well. I actually think it's the first.
Really? I mean, the UK was stingy, am I right?
The UK's different. The UK fucking hates anything. And then the other cover as well, which is really nice. But this is definitely the set people were looking for the most. That's the first. I think it had 10,000 copies and it sold out in the sale, which is kind of nuts. But that set is great. I actually want to see her age now, so hold on. Apparently, this is rumored, but a lot of people who worked on the film backed it up. Apparently, it's super illegal, if so. But the scene where they pop out her eye in the film, apparently they popped out a real eye from an actual human corpse. So, allegedly. People say when you see it, though, there's no other way to look at that. It looks too fucking legit. But we'll see when we watch it. But it's rough.
It is. Sounds rough.
Christina Lindbergh. I wonder what she did after that. Christina Lindbergh. She was 20 when she did it.
Okay. But she looks very young.
She plays herself as a younger girl in that movie because she could pull it off.
Yeah.
She looks like she's like 14 years old. But yeah, so she was 20. Okay, that's good. That's a good thing. And she's Swedish. So her movie got banned in her own country.
Get banned. She'll never act again here.
Big fucking rip. But anyways, that's the set we got. We're probably going to talk about some of these. Definitely Miami Connection and Thriller. Maybe some, depending on how Vanjie enjoys it, depending on how I enjoy it. But what are you looking forward to, Vanjie?
For the Vinegar Syndrome that we got, I mean, I'm excited for everything, honestly. Especially the space aliens.
The space aliens.
Yeah, space aliens, you rock out.
The rock and roll.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Oh my god, we actually were thinking that it was gonna be probably short because of the things that we probably were gonna be awkward about talking. But that's kind of...
Bet she's awkward.
Fuck you. So this was just gonna be raw. It's gonna be, like, super jank. We are gonna start trying to go ahead and doing these recordings. Depending on how things are going, we might stream them on Twitch for a bit. Maybe I'll go ahead and just record them and then play with them on YouTube.
I'm down to stream them on Twitch and then you just edit it to whatever you want. You know what I mean? Just raw Twitch, edit everywhere else. But yeah, and there's plenty. We've seen the majority of the Vinegar catalog so far. We're definitely gonna rewatch some stuff just to talk about it, so we have a fresh, it's fresh in the mind. But we're definitely gonna watch some of the older ones that we haven't seen, some of the past releases. We'll talk about some of our favorites. Probably go through maybe watch a commentary or two. Go through some of the features. Just try to get a general, overall best knowledge we can on some of our favorite releases. At least, and talk about why we like them. But we'll go back to those. But for now, we at least have some of the newer ones, and we will be able to get into those real soon.
I think, mostly, like, we're gonna do mostly the Twitch streaming for, like, if it's a bundle of things, as in, like, when we get a shipment of all the movies that we're going to be watching, we're going to talk about it. We might even talk about certain things that we get, because Matt is not, like, ecstatically the best buddy with everybody in the company, but he does sometimes get some funky things that we will probably talk about.
But we can do audio if that's what you'd like for the actual discussions. That is fine with me.
Well, I mean, like, streaming-wise. But we'll talk about um, the things that we get monthly. If we go to an event, we'll go ahead and do it because I feel like that'll be fine for like a stream and such. Other than that, we might just be going ahead and doing mostly our YouTube. We already have a YouTube set up. We have a Twitter set up.
It's all for fun. We're doing this all anyways, like
yeah.
even without a camera, without whatever. But even just getting a couple people just to talk about this with, or even have on and talk about shit with, would just be great.
We'll go ahead and have that open for anyone to go ahead and message us, say whatever they want to say. If someone's like, hey, cover this one, and we'll be like, oh my god, we gotta cover that one. I might even change my mind because I have a rule of not watching certain movies.
Yeah.
But, I mean, we're living together now.
It's also not just Vinegar Syndrome. Obviously, that's like our forte, but it completely extends to all these other genres and labels and all this type of things as well.
Yeah, like Shout Factory.
Arrow, Criterion.
Severin? Right?
Severin Films, Blue Underground, Grindhouse, all that good stuff. We're huge Giallo fans. We're Italian fans. Maybe we'll go through some of our favorite Italian films, and why we enjoy those. But yeah, just general all around. Doesn't have to be specific label. Just talking about what we enjoy, and hoping that we can get some other things that some other people enjoy as well.
Yeah, but that's our main focus. We, depending on certain things, we might like talk about our some off topics. We might talk about like anything in the Criterion, or it's just a movie that we just generally watched, like Lighthouse, Parasite. Like those type of movies were really fucking good, and I feel like it needs to be talked about even more. It was a joy to talk about those things, like just us between us two, just talking about it. And
we could do a Lighthouse audio commentary. We'll record an entire audio commentary.
Yeah. Overall, it's just that's what we're kind of aspiring to do. I am gonna try and work on it better. Pointers and such would be awesome. Of course, I thought I had everything set up on my end for my stream to be going well, but I don't know. Maybe I'll have to do certain things. I think that when it comes to these type of streams, I might have Matt being the main guy. He is the one that's going to be touching those movies. So that's why, yeah. Also, the fact that the Vinegar Syndrome website is currently Partners Month only.
Yeah, can't go through it.
We can't show you some clips. We can't show you some like actually we're reading this, but you know what? You might think that we're lying about some of the stories of these movies. But Vinegar Syndrome right now is doing their Partners Month.
Shipping out all of their sale orders from last month because they're halfway months, or obviously they're halfway to Black Friday, and Black Friday months are their biggest months of the year. So many fucking shipments to go out. So they just started last year, but they take the following months, which I believe is June and December, to just do their partner labels, which is just some other labels and companies that are through OCN Distribution, which is their distributing company. But this is just a good time to see some maybe smaller, more indie stuff that, I mean, of course these are indie, but things that you wouldn't really see otherwise. But they take everything else completely off the site because they don't even want you fucking thinking about it while they're shipping orders out. So.
Yeah, because if you want to keep adding, it might mess up their orders. But, I mean, I gotta be grateful about Vinegar Syndrome overall because these restorations, these clips that we get are really amazing. We will be talking about basically the whole movie. We may select a few things that we like from the
We'll definitely be checking out the special features, going through it. I'm sure Vanjie will be with me for some of it. You know, maybe some of it I'll just go through on my own. But the special features tend, not always, but they tend to generally be very good, and very informative. Which, how else would you get this information straight from, you know, the horse's mouth about a very small, shitty, low-budget film from like the 70s, 80s, than someone putting a camera in their face and asking them questions, you know what I mean? So that'll be wonderful. So I'm looking forward to that as well.
Yeah, because some of these movies, I feel like you're just gonna say this movie's trash, but oh
It's
my
fucking
god.
awful.
The special commentaries they have there, the stories they have in there are so good. Like
Orgy of the Dead. I unironically want to watch that audio commentary because it's fucking Frank Henenlotter who did Basket Case and Brain Damage and Frankenhooker. Like, I bet he talks so much fucking interesting shit about that movie. I'd love it. Oh, but it's a fucking Ed Wood movie, so what do you expect? But anyway, yeah, some movies are obviously terrible, but the features are great. Some movies are great and have terrible features. It's just put it together to see what's interesting to discuss, at least.
we will work together and probably organizing a bit of things. Once we get a feel of things, I feel like we will just be able to like being like, yeah, and up next we'll watch this or we'll talk about this XYZ. Maybe we'll just go ahead and shindig because this stuff is just gonna be a hobby for us. We're not expecting
No
it
consistency.
to go. There's no consistency.
No consistency at
This
all.
is champagne and bullets.
Oh my god.
Champagne and bullets. Just
expect nothing, receive even less.
yes, exactly. Just like Devolver's. But Devolver's is good too. I mean, oof.
They're good.
Yeah, we might even talk about other smaller things on the side, but overall, that our main thing is gonna be schlock, the horror, the sleaze, and exploitations.
Exploitations.
Thank you, Lucifer.
Jeffrey Epps.
That movie was just crazy overall. We'll never see what's in his iPad, honestly.
Jeffrey Epstein's iPad.
Yeah, we'll never know what's on that, honestly. We'll never know what occurred.
Connection? You guys like Miami Connection?
Oh no.
Seagulls can't jump's a fucking lie. Whoever said that, you're a liar.
I thought that they would be like hopping. I guess not jumping. I don't know. But hello,
question:
everybody.
Have you ever met a seagull that you liked? Because the answer to that is fucking no, at least for me.
It's delayed on here. I would have to probably change it up. Like I said, like I think that we're gonna mostly do these type of things whenever we get our shipments. The rest would be probably alerted via Twitter, and we'll start doing the YouTube stuff. I'm gonna probably do the YouTube stuff, but Matt's gonna carry most of the conversations when it comes to these podcasts because he's.
Bullshit.
What do you mean? You're the most knowledgeable.
50-50. Knowledgeable.
Okay, yes. But
fucking absolute garbage.
That is true. But what I was trying to say is when it comes to the shipments and such, it's gonna be like you touching the movies and such. But when we get those video reviews that we're going to be doing about the schlock and stuff, yeah, it's going to be 50-50 because this is something that we've been doing since we started dating. He will put me in a car.
It's because I had to drive your ass a fucking hour and a half home. Of course we're going to talk about Nightmare Sisters.
Which, there was a TV version of it. Yeah.
Bullshit. Well, let me actually... I want to see that fucking... Hold on. What does it say? It has the original... Okay. It has a fucking commentary track with director David Dakota. Okay, I'm not going to say I hate David Dakota. I don't hate him. He is allegedly a humongous sex pervert. David Dakota is allegedly a gigantic, disgusting, huge sex pervert. Allegedly.
Who likes dudes shirtless.
Alternate feature... She was right. Alternate feature-length TV version.
Yeah, I told you. That's TV. What it was. And she was just like, yeah, that's a TV version. But we got to see the not TV version, which was pretty good overall.
Quigley's boobs, who could have possibly have guessed that.
It's not Linnea Quigley if you do not see her tits, man. It's not a movie with her. You cannot make me watch a movie without not seeing her tits.
This is what she was talking about from Grandmother's House, by the way. It was, I think we watched a little bit of it, actually. I swear we did. If we watched it again, we'd have to watch the interview. The Mysterious Woman interview with actress Brink Stevens.
Okay. So,
yeah, it has an interview because she's the mysterious woman in the film. That's her credit in the cast.
Yeah. It is just like that. That we're just gonna have to watch a lot of movies again, and
dude, that's fine. We have so much fucking garbage.
we do, and that's our life.
You like hobgoblins? That's the back. You like hobgoblins?
That's super good still.
Okay, the cover's great, but I think the movie is going to be incredibly fucking...
Well, we'll find out, like,
First there was gremlins, then there was critters, then there was ghoulies, and then there's hobgoblins.
Just hobgoblins, nothing else.
Anyway, I think that'll do it.
That'll do it for the podcast part of it. It won't be consistent, so do not keep up on that.
Expect nothing ever.
Never, never, ever.